Mike Callahan here. I want to make a quick video talking about piece rate pay. A lot of people call it pay per performance, but this is nothing new. This is something we've been doing in my lawn care company for 12, 15 years now. And given the labor market right now, I think this is a really relevant conversation. What can you bring to the table to recruit Rockstar employees and empower them to almost have their own little business within yours and allow them to work harder and smarter at the same time and reward them for great work with quality? And on the flip side, how do we retain the team members on your team that are actually driving bottom line profits and building a culture that's much needed in this ecosystem right now with the labor shortage? So over the next few weeks, Dylan and myself on the SimpleGrowth team are going to be talking about piece rate pay. A lot of people call it pay performance, but I like to stick to the piece rate pay because basically that's what it is as we build a quality standard in. And this was a revolutionary thing in my lawn care business when we first instituted. And I was still on the truck part-time at this point. And when I brought a consultant in, this consultant told me that we were operating at 70% efficiency. And I said, man, Jonathan, you're crazy. There's no way we're at 70% efficiency. I'm on some of these trucks. But he goes, by instituting a piece rate pay system, that 30% is going to go to your bottom line profit because you are going to go in and crush the inefficient time, that non-billable time, and create some efficiencies while you're on site. So after we spent several days with this gentleman figuring this out, building the correct estimates in production rate based estimating, we instituted it. And lo and behold, he was dead right. We literally were leaving about 30% efficiency on the table. So when you're in these Facebook groups and people are talking about, well, what efficiency is good for a crew? And they're like 75, 80, maybe 85%. In my opinion, they're 100% wrong. And this is probably going to go against a lot of the things being said in these groups. But if you're telling your employees it's okay to be 85% or 80% efficient, you're doing them an injustice. We need to have them at 100% efficiency with a quality standard. So we're going to be breaking out some videos how to do this, but we've gone in and created a report for piece rate pay that's based on their budgeted time and checks the legality of minimum wage in most states. So the idea now is we've gone in and created a culture that people are building their own little business within yours. They're tied to the production and quality and the success of your business. So no longer is it you guys are fighting each other, butting heads, where the business owner manager saying, hey, you guys need to pick it up. You need to hit these budgeted times. Now we're on the same team as our team members, our employees, and saying, how can we help you be more efficient? How can we help you get more money in your pocket and hopefully go out to see what your goal is? So is your goal to be done as quick as possible, to spend more time with friends and family? Or if you're in a very seasonal area like upstate New York and maybe these individuals aren't plowing, do they want to work the maximum amount of hours to make the most amount of money? So what we're going to be doing is the next few weeks, we're going to be talking about piece rate pay, how to do it, how to implement it, and how to test it with your employees so they buy in and actually demand it. And what you're going to find is it's not a process to avoid overtime. We need to legally pay that overtime, but we want to go in and show them the ability of their straight time with overtime, that normal pay that you're paying them now, versus the piece rate. And what I'm finding in my company is it's anywhere from $22 to maybe $25, maybe $2,600 a year, up and above the time and a half. And now we've got a team and a culture that's buying in. They want to do good work. And now those like-minded individuals are hanging out in areas, that avatar of that employee that we want to find that actually still wants to work in this crazy labor market is going to be tempted to come work for your company. So how cool would it be is if you could go out and recruit employees that actually want to work, they have buy-in to the budgeted time, and they want to be profitable. And in this system, their profits, the money they take home, is going to align to your company profits. So those trips across town to Wendy's for the Frosties at 90 degree days, or the extra gas station stops, or the fast food stops halfway across town that are eroding your bottom line profits, those are a thing of the past because these employees now are getting paid by the budgeted time and they have ownership. And the way we tackled it is if we go out and say, okay, our minimum amount of budgeted time is this for the day, but if you want to make more money, we're going to go out and systematically build route density into your routes with added drive time. So even if the house is next door, you're grabbing the extra 6 to 7 minutes of budgeted time, and that's going right into the employee's pocket. So in my opinion, if your labor costs are approximately, say, 60% of your overhead, my thought is let's lock down that cost and basically fix it to an extent, and know going into April of next year or March or February of this year, going in next year in 2022, that we already know what our labor costs are. And we're on the same team of our employees, and we're building a culture to go out and attract the best people right now in this really tight labor market. The people that are actually working and want to work are going to be attracted to your business because you're empowering them to make the right decisions, work hard, and get rewarded on every job. Foundationally on that, though, we really need a good estimating system, a production rate-based estimating system based on square footage, linear feet, or based on minutes or hours of your expertise. And we're going to show you how to break that down over the next few weeks. But wanted to talk about it because Dylan, myself, and Chad of the SimpleGrowth team have developed a new report that's available right now that literally calculates the budgeted time and the piece rate pay, and calculates the state minimum wage with overtime for legalities. And in addition to that, the other biggest issues, we're going into the fall season. We're all doing fall cleanups in the maintenance industry. What happens if 2 or 3 different crews show up on that job at different times? Well, this report, we're going to show you how it's done, actually divvies up the budgeted time based on the percentage of clocked in time in correlation to the budgeted time. So there is a way to track it. It can be automated. But I want to talk about this piece rate pay system and how this could be your secret weapon moving forward to go out and recruit and then train, onboard, and retain the best employees in your market. And they're not going to be employees anymore. They're going to be team members that you're working together with, because no longer is management going out and dictating and yelling at these people saying, hey, we need to have better budgeted time. You need to be to work on time. You need to get out of the shop earlier. The cigarette break, the coffee break, shooting the breeze with the other fellow employees. That's a thing of the past, because now they're getting paid by the budgeted time. And when it's set up correctly, this can be a game changer. So look for some future videos, but I'm going to be talking about how you can create a piece rate pay system. The fancy word for it right now is pay per performance, but really what it is, it's a piece rate system. They're getting paid by the widget or paid by the budgeted hours. And we're going to show you how foundationally set up these estimates for drive time, dump time, picking up materials from design build, and make it a very, very predictable and profitable situation for your company and your team members. And hopefully all the team members you're going to be able to recruit, because once this starts, it's like wildfire. People are going to want to come work for your company because you've created a system that enables them, if they're the right employee, to work hard and smart with quality. Quality is the main thing. We'll talk about that, to get paid. And it's not uncommon for them to work 8 hours but get paid for 10, maybe 11 hours of the budgeted time when they're efficient. We're also going to talk about SOP, standard operating procedures, how to train to a process and system that enables and creates predictable results for these crews when they're out in the field. So we're not only going to give them the budgeted time, we're going to give them the tools and train and reinforce a system and a processes for landscape maintenance, design, build, snow removal to get these results. So hopefully that's of interest. Drop a comment down below if this is any interest to you. Piece rate pay, or is it the fancy term right now is pay performance? Really, it's piece rate pay. Been doing it 12 to 15 years. I'm going to show you how to break it down, and I'm going to show you some reports that we've built, how to automate tracking the piece rate pay per crew, per employee. And if you have multiple employees showing up to the same job at different times, they get paid their percentage of that budgeted time, and how to be compliant with your state laws for minimum wage, time and a half, and a whole lot more. So drop some comments in here. Let me know if this is interest. But Dylan and I from the SimpleGrowth team and Chad are going to be breaking this down in the next week or two. And if you want to check out a preview of our piece rate pay report and our minimum wage report, we're going to be dropping that. And we're going to have a whole online video training series for your team, probably complete with testing that's turnkey, so you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You can use what we did successfully and what we honestly didn't do successfully off the bat, but we had to figure out through trial and error. So it's all going to be turnkey education for you that you guys are going to receive over the next few weeks here via Facebook Live and some webinars. So we'll see you there. Drop some comments below if you're interested in piece rate pay, or pay per performance as they call it now. But this is not new. We've been doing this forever, and we want to help everybody be able to adopt this system and be able to combat that labor shortage we're all seeing right now. And this is one of the keys. And we're going to find those employees that really want to work, and they're out there. but the people they're employed by right now are probably not doing anything like this. So you are going to look so much better than the rest of them, and we're going to be able to show them how to work harder and smarter with quality to raise their pay on their own through process and system. So we'll see you in the next couple of videos. Drop some comments live or recorded if you're interested in piece rate pay and how to institute it and how to track it for automated pay and how to implement it and get crew buy-in before you go 100% piece rate pay.